Good morning, everybody. It's Heather and Tracy. Thank you for joining us. As you can see, we don't have Bette here. And so we just want to come on and let you know that we are trying to find her. We don't know if she's having some technical issues, which is 100% possible, or if she got a little confused with the time, as the time changed here. And I don't know if it changed where Bette lives. I think it did. So we are just giving, Tracy's been trying to reach her in many different ways. So hopefully she will come back in. Oh no, Bette isn't here. No, she's not here. Hopefully she will be. Fingers crossed. We'll give it a few more minutes. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, so we don't know yet. But we will keep trying.
Yes, Shannon, she's in Canada, but she's at, the West Coast, we believe. I think she's out in BC area. So time's still different there.
Yeah, Canada is, she would be north of, I believe
Seattle.
she's in Vancouver, so she's north of
Yeah,
Seattle.
yeah, Washington.
And we are north of New York. So consequently, we have a very different time zone. And like the States, I think we're all getting confused about what time zone is what. So Tracy's trying to reach her. We will see if we can get her. If not, what we'll do is we can answer any questions you guys have now. We can always bring her on later if we can find her.
We can, yeah, when you say we can answer questions, we can't do all the I know about the SVG. Everybody's looking for that, and we've contacted her for that as well. I know she'll come through with it, and everybody will, be able to get it. Okay, don't worry. We promise you will get that.
Yes, we will get the SVG for you as soon as we get it.
Yeah.
And I just want to make a comment. We've had some comments about technical issues and links not working. I have a request, and I know all the people here who are live are not the ones who are doing this, but just be kind. Our presenters, and we have a couple on here, we have Debbie J and Shannon, they work so hard to give you stuff. And technology is not necessarily always our friends. And sometimes coupon codes work, and sometimes they don't work, and things happen with tech. Some of our amazing presenters are fantastic crafters. I've created a new word, crafters, but tech may not be their best thing in life. So, be patient with technology. There were some people who had some troubles signing on. We use third-party tools. So, for example, Miss Carrie had some issues that had nothing to do with her or us, that had to do with something called Cloudflare, which runs the internet in the background. So when things like that go down, it's not something that we can fix, but be patient. We're doing our best and we're getting everything out. And some of our speakers, have never done this before. So I also want to put that in context. Tracy went out and got some speakers who have never been on a summit before. They've never had to do this. So be kind. Someone made I deleted the comment, but made a derogatory comment about the freebies, and people, they're free. So freebies are free. If you don't like them, you don't have to download them, but don't criticize them. That's my own little thing I'm going to say about some of the negative comments that are going on in the Facebook group. And I appreciate all the people who are posting their designs, who are giving positive comments. The negative is just a tiny, tiny, tiny voice, but often it's the loudest voice that you hear. But if you do have any tech issues, posting in the Facebook group is not the fastest way for us to resolve it. If you email us, we can resolve it much easier because we have the details of your email address. We know who you are. We can look up and see what's happening. But if it's in the Facebook group, we don't know what your email address is. So we're not able to resolve it. Tracy's focused on something, so I don't know if she's heard from Bette or
She's looking for something. Sorry. Trying another way to contact Betty. And I'm like, or Bette, sorry.
That's okay. I just wanted to see if you'd heard from her. Not a problem.
No, that's what I'm looking at.
Yes, we're looking for a different way to contact.
See, we work while we're on the video too. Okay?
No, that's okay. I shouldn't have called you out on it. So, wow, it must be easier to be kind. Being icky takes so much energy. I agree with you 100%, Shannon. It's like, it's not worth the effort to be icky about this stuff. And, the generosity of our presenters is amazing. And so but, that's the way it is. The negative voice always sounds the loudest. But love the people who have done projects. It's really cool what people have done. So just starting to post some more. If you do, there's some really beautiful adaptations of stuff that people are doing. And we would love to see what you're working on. Even if it's not one of our projects, we'd still love to see what you're working on. So We will see if Tracy can find Bette. And if not, if you have any questions else, we have a lot of lives today. So Aaron Reed, who's live yesterday, actually is able to, sorry, whose presentation was up yesterday, is able to come live today. So we are excited to have that. So we added in a new live. It's not on the schedule yet. I mean, it's not out on the formal schedule. She just asked last night if she could do that. So she's live at, Tracy, when she's live?
Noon here.
So in 45 minutes. She's live.
Yeah, and she'll be here, right?
She'll be here. She's live with us in 45 minutes.
No technical difficulties, nothing.
And we did put her on the schedule. We did put her on the email that went out. But just to let you know, we've added her. And then we also have, who else is on today? We have Debbie. I'm like, my mind just stopped there. We have Debbie who's in the comments. She's live with us in a little bit. So Debbie is live at 1 p.m.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Cindy, who's amazing, and Monique, who's really cool, are live today as too. So yes, you do have great weather, Shannon. We would like to be live outside Vegas, although it can be cold in Vegas too when the sun goes down. I know, I've seen that. So we will give it a few more minutes, and if it doesn't, we will definitely work.
Does anybody have any other questions? Like, we would love to help you with the Cricut part, but as you know, I'm sorry, that's not my forte. But any questions or anything, comments, or I don't know, stuff you want to see next time or whatever.
We will be doing a survey. So we will be putting out a survey at the end where you get to give us hints, comments, feedback in every way you want. What you would like to see. That's how some of the speakers come about, is when Tracy gets a request to people wanting to see them, and we go, okay, we'll go find someone who does that. When is the next summit? Oh, Debbie J. Tracy's going to get dates by the end of today or tomorrow. It will be in the spring.
My next year's book is here. Are you ready for that? Jeez. Sorry, Debbie, I do a lot of other outside events and stuff like that, right? Crops and that. So I try to get my people to give me their dates so I could say, okay, let's do it this weekend, Heather, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
it will definitely be in the spring.
So yes.
It will probably be around the same time as we did the last one, which was the first or second weekend of June.
Early June, yeah.
I asked a quote. We have a somewhat answer. It'll be early June. We can say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Heather, do we get a color pencil presentation our next time? Maybe. I should ask Tracy how we can apply that to scrapbooking and card making. I haven't done color pencil drawing in a while. I've been dabbling in watercolors. So I've been playing with watercolor paints and doing that. So
watercolors have been in for scrapbooking, card making.
Yeah, but I'm not proficient enough to do a watercolor demo. I might be proficient enough to do a color pencil demo.
Hang on there. Hang on, all right, everybody. Let's go. This is going to be like a really good session here, okay?
There is hold on one.
Kept saying I wasn't, Heather, to you.
Sorry.
And who pushed me?
Yeah, but you do scrapbooking and teach and do. I haven't done any of that. So yes, I'm listening. Is she here? I think I heard her. Heard who? It could be implied for coloring stamps. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I can definitely do that.
Used a lot.
Please not the time of any other summit. That is hard for us to tell, Ruth. We don't know when all the other summits are. Is Bette here? No, Bette's not here. No.
We can only look at, some of the summits. And I mean, if it doesn't work for us or it works for us, we can only, because there's more and more of them out there.
Yeah.
And so we can just kind of go, okay, we'll do it that weekend. It's the one that's better for everybody. And we just go with it. But that's, of course, the thing where you choose the VIP, of course, and then you get.
Yeah. We are also launching.
Can have access
this
to
gives
them.
us an opportunity to talk a little bit about what we're launching at the end of this. That
would have been earlier. Thinking of that.
So we are planning to launch. We had initially planned to do it here, but for those who have known, I had to put my dog down on Wednesday. So that has really kind of put off some of the stuff that we were doing. But we are launching the Scrapbooking Fun Circle. So it's going to be an opportunity for more frequent presentations from experts, some time to craft together. We've got some other little things planned that we're working out. to really allow this to not just be 2 events a year, but to be something, because there's lots of card making stuff and we love card makers, but there's not as much scrapbooking stuff and bringing people together. And one of the things we hear a lot is, I've got all these pictures and I've got all this scrapbook stuff, but I never get to it. So maybe we should call it the get to it thing, right? Actually getting it done. Maybe if Bette didn't change her clock, though, she would have shown up an hour early. So that's why we're trying to figure this out. The VIP is okay, but being active live is the best, even if you are a VIP. Absolutely, I agree with that. Thank you, Shannon. It is hard to lose your fur babies. The good part is she was 12 and a half and blind and had some other issues, but she's very healthy. And so she was only ill for 2 days. So she didn't suffer. Shocking for me, but for her, it was an easier thing. So, and I am not going to get teary. There you go. But it is hard. So it was unexpected, but at least she didn't suffer. So, but the scrapbooking circle is going to be something that we really do try and get and be active in doing stuff.
And to anybody here listening who is a speaker and also says, hey, I would like to participate in that and, show some more techniques and classes. Yes, we will talk to you too.
Yeah. But we're still
just letting you know, you guys aren't out of it. We've got you, I hope.
She may have tried to come on an hour earlier, but I would have gotten a notification that she tried to come on and I didn't. So not sure what's going on, ladies, and sorry about this. We might try, if we can get a hold of her, we'll sneak her in before the end of the summit. But maybe something's going on. We know tech issues can be a problem. I don't think she's posted anything in the Facebook group. I will check to see if there's anybody up.
No idea. So, okay. In this scrapbooking, the fun circle, the idea that, what we're coming up with, what do you want to see more of, ladies? Yeah, what do you want to see more of?
Or what do you want to see?
Yeah.
Somebody's missing the live with Bette, so somebody who hasn't changed their thing. My computer froze. Can you repeat what you were saying, Tracy, about presenters doing something?
Okay, so what it is, Shannon, is sorry, I don't know why my mind just went nowhere. So for the scrapbooking fun circle, what we're going to be doing, basically we're going to be asking you presenters if you want to here and there take part and do some more videos for this group. Okay. Like I said, we're going to get back to you with, details and stuff because we got busy all of a sudden, right, Heather? And then other things happen. So, but you're going to hear from us. You will, see if you just want to be part of it and help us out every now and then, which helps you out. And then, sorry, for Kobold, I know we said we could talk about her project anyway, about Betty's project. We can. I'm not a Cricut user myself. I just can't, if you guys ask me any technical questions, I'll be like, I can't answer you, but ask them. And then what I can do is I'll jot them down. Or of course we'll share them on Facebook or whatnot, and we'll get the answers for you. So please, if you have any, ask away. I can't even tell you much about her project because it had to do with Cricut and it scared me.
Yeah, I did post. People have been asking again. We were waiting for Bette to provide her design space card SVG. Yes. Something might be going on technically. We really don't know. So we'll do our best to reach out to her. Tracy's done every way she can. So she's popped out to her and reached out to her in many different ways. So we will, as soon as we get the information, and if it's after the summit's over, we will send it to everybody. So it's not, yes, you're not going to miss it. So as soon as we have it, we will either throw it out in an email. We will put it in an email, either in the wrap-up email today, or in a separate email if she gets back to us later than that. I have an old Cricut. I don't know how to use it. I can't help with questions either. Lots of laugh. You're too funny, Tracy. It's one of those things. Hey. I was wondering the same question regarding the SVG. Yeah, we know it's good. Tracy has been inundated with emails asking for the SVG. So the good part is it's popular. The bad part is we didn't get the right file. And so that's something that we have to follow up with her and see what's going on. She had signed up for now, and we apologize. We're trying our best to get her.
I know she will answer. She will give us the information. And like I said, then all of you will have it. You will be doing that layout for sure. And you know what? When you guys get it, I want to see everybody's layout. How about that, right? We want to see all this work.
One question for you guys who are here, because it goes along, it helps us do some market research with this as we create this club, this circle. What's one thing that you find the most challenging to actually get to doing your scrapbooking? What holds you back from doing it? And some of you it won't be anything, because I know some of you are just avid scrapbookers and doing that. But what holds you back? She will get it to us one way or the other. So somebody says Bette's great. Wondering the same question. And then pins for stencils at Puppy. What presenter was that for? Not sure. What I'd like, oh, here, I didn't see that one. What I'd like to see more of is presenters with novel tools, like the one from Friday with the.
Oh, is that Lisa's? I'm wondering if that's Lisa who has the tool and then the pins where you put the stencils in.
Yes, yeah, that was probably Lisa Horton.
That must be what she's talking about.
Yeah, Lisa Horton has a whole system, and she's very popular.
Yes.
Lisa Horton, if you go check up her website, she has a whole system, and very popular. And if you listen to her presentation live, you can really get a feel for the thought that's gone behind what she's creating. Because she wants it to be easy for people to create and do that stuff. So some of her thought, and I know nothing about scrapbooking, as y'all know, her tools seem to be really popular. Well, so what I noticed with Lisa was a huge amount of thought into making it something that you guys can use, and you can get great results with it without having to be the perfect expert. And that's kind of what I saw with hers. Those are nice to see in presentations, yes. So we were really lucky to get Lisa. And this is an example. Lisa, this is the first time she's ever done a summit. So Lisa's very big in the UK. She's very big they have crafting channels in the UK. And she's very good. She's very, very big, but she's never done a summit before. And so we were thrilled to have her. She will come back from as far as we know. We were really, really thrilled to have her. And so, yeah, we're trying really hard to get you people who aren't on the quote unquote summit circle, as well as people like Debbie who are on the summit circle, for lack of a better word. So, making a combination of the people who are new and out there, and Tracy works really hard to get you the good speakers that we have. So, give Tracy a round of applause for really working hard. I did the back ends, but I'm not getting the speakers. And I push Tracy sometimes, but it's getting, the more we do them, the easier it is to get speakers as well. And we love the fact that this one was half returning and half new. And there's many people who were on the first summit who just couldn't do this summit. Right. Yeah. And so hopefully next time we will have a mix again of returning. And if we have 24 returning, we will get a whole bunch of new ones. We're open to having more as well. Yeah. So. And you're getting applause, Tracy. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't scrapbook. No one in my family is interested in photo albums, and just looking at pictures on their digital device, I can't justify doing it for myself. But that's why cards are cool.
Again, I know I use the term scrapbooking. I do mean paper crafting. I'm a scrapbooker. Yes, I am.
Oh, here's Bette.
Oh, no way. No way.
We have Bette. Yes, you can become a speaker if you reach out to Tracy. We'll see if you fit in.
For my headset.
There's Bette.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I really screwed up the time.
That's what we wondered, if it was time or technology.
At home.
Well, you better be ready for all these tech questions.
There you go. We figured it was either time or technology.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, for me, it's not technology. It's definitely time. I hate to admit it, I was in Walmart.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Welcome. We'll just kind of reset ourselves and get into how we usually run our conversations. We have a conversation first, so I can get rid of this too. But we will say that everybody's asking for your SVG file. So we didn't have the link for the SVG file.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And there's a mass amount of emails going to Tracy going, where's Betsy's SVG file? Where's Betsy's SVG
And I know you'll get it for us. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can talk and do at the same time, right?
Yeah. Welcome. So the first question we ask all our presenters, and everybody's saying hi, they've all been waiting for you. The first one we ask all our presenters is, where in the world are you? Other than at Walmart.
Other than Walmart on the North Shore in Vancouver is where I was. I live right by Stanley Park in English Bay in Vancouver, BC.
There you go. And your time did change today too, didn't it? Did it? Did your time change today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I wish it wouldn't. Just mess
yeah,
me
we
up.
all do.
Just messes me right up. And last night before bed, I said, I've got to be here at 8:00 or blah, 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 blah. And then my husband says, oh, Walmart opens at 7. Let's go there, because he needed slippers. So I said, okay, let's go. Never even looked at my computer. So it's all on me.
There you go. Well, you're here now and we have time. So our next one is at 12. So we have time. What got you in? So are you a scrapbooker or a card maker, or both?
I am a Cricut crafter. So
Okay.
I play a lot with paper in all its forms. So we do a ton of paper crafting. Cards is part of it. Scrapbooking is part of it. Doing some 3D things. We've done show and tell, cute little boxes like this, and so I like to mess around with paper and just have a lot of fun with it.
I like that, messing around with paper. There you go. That's a good one. And then have some fun. What got you started?
About 2019. This isn't in my background, I have a PhD in computing science. So, and I worked for high tech in Silicon Valley and all that stuff. So, and taught at a university, was a university professor for a while, but I've always done crafts in the background. So about 2019, my eldest said, Mom, I want to start a craft store online. So I said, okay, we can do that. And we set it all up, and then decided that the shipping is going to kill this business. So we kind of abandoned that and decided we'd go for a blog. We bought a Cricut machine, and of course, there's no looking back from then. Then we just went nuts. She is an artist supreme, and I love technology, and I like to reverse engineer everything. So that's where it all came from, and it's just grown from there. At first, we had like 2 people subscribe to our YouTube channel. We were really happy, and 6 people in our Facebook group, and we had just things like that. And and we struggled to get our first 100 people on our email list, which has grown since then. And but it was March 2020 when we really flipped over to doing the blog side of things, and we took a little course called EBA, which some of you may have heard of, and followed Ruth Sukup, for a couple of years. So she helped us build and grow in the way we are. And then that sort of graduates in taking other courses and different things about the back end stuff. But our fun stuff, I'll sit here all day and craft and ignore the business. That's just the way I am, because I like to play around with it. I like to discover things. And probably you see my messy desk behind me with a bunch of paper. This is how I start designs. I make them out of scrap paper. There's a couple of things behind me that we cut it out of paper, tape it all together, make sure the thing works, and then we do all the measurements and put it into things like Illustrator and come up with an SVG file. So that's kind of where that all comes from. While we're talking about that, I gotta click on my Google Drive to
That's cool, because a lot of the discussions we've had with some of the presenters is really, what is your kind of design system? How do you start? How do you create things? So
yeah, so when you create things, you see them. Like oh, that's cool. I wonder if we could make that. And I sort of take a picture of it, have it in my mind, and then I kind of look at it, like how many pieces are there. And for me, my husband does crosswords, so we print it out. Each morning he prints them out. So I get the stack of paper that has crosswords on one side and nothing on the other. So that is my scrap paper that I use. And we're doing another design, and this is going to be another 3D thing. So I thought, okay, we'll make a mantelpiece thing, but it's all out of that scrap paper. It's all by hand out of scrap paper. And we will transfer that over to a design, and we will make it. And trust me, if you think that you're going to make something, it doesn't really come out the way you think it should, I'll tell you, I know dozens of ways, and this is a bag of failed projects. These don't work.
It's
but
a good one.
Some do, right?
Well, and I love the fact that we have lots of people who aren't Cricut users, but we have lots of Cricut users too. What do you like using, like from the Cricut? What's your favorite thing to make on it?
I like to, okay, so it's always experimental with me. I like to make things that are 3D in shape and nature, things I can layer. Cards are easy because, you just cut out a square and then you decorate it. So to me, that's great. We all need to know how to do that, but it's what you do after that, like little pieces you can design. I'll go into design space and I'll design fronds of something just using their little shapes. And I like to show people how to do stuff like that. And you don't need the big tools. You just need something. A lot of you here probably use Inkscape, or there was another one that Jav was using. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I know that's a great little tool. Some of these free tools you can use. Just make out of what you can, but pushing it into the Cricut is so I don't have to, have scissor hands. And that's where my Cricut really comes in handy, because I'll cut material, I'll cut wood, I'll cut anything you can, as long as I get the shape I want, and then I can make something. What's it? Ruth Nagus. Ruth, how are you?
What does Inkscape do?
Inkscape is like a baby illustrator. So you can take a photo into it, make an SVG out of it. You can take shapes into it and manipulate it just like you can, and make more shapes with all the different things that you can do. And to me, that's the real important part, is if you have a free tool, find all the different ways you can use it in order to make it work for you instead of you working for it. And that is, perfectly fine. You want the software to work for you. A lot of people struggle with the technology and the software, and what they end up working for the software, trying to figure it out, where it should be the other way around. If you don't know how to do something, do what you know how to do, and then all of a sudden the other tool will kind of appear. I do a lot of Google searching, like, what the heck is it doing? Why is it doing this? I'll find the answers there. Google's really good at their algorithms and trying to give you answers for what you need. And if I'm not looking at the cameras, because I am looking at Tracy Summit right here, and I am looking for
your file
download.
Yes, one piece of advice that Miss Carrie gave actually was, if you don't have a Cricut or a machine like that and you're thinking of it, go and play with the free software first.
Yeah.
And see if it's something, if it's going to drive you crazy and you're never going to like it, then don't buy the machine, right? And if you just get hooked like Bette did, then buy the machine. And I thought that was a good piece of advice for people who are considering it, is to try the application first.
Okay, so I've got the file here. What would you like me to do with it?
Send it to Tracy.
Just email it to Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to me, and then yes, everybody will have it.
I'll put it up on the website as soon as we have it, and then we'll go.
Yeah. Now, I don't know whether I've got a chat open here. Let's see if it'll allow me to do a zip file into Facebook, and no, it won't. Okay, so it will be an email. So let me just...
Good advice, Ruth. Don't give up too soon. True. Try it. Don't give up too soon, because sometimes you shut yourself down on software and say, no, I can never get this to work. And then you just clicks. And you can do stuff that you've never done before. Like Tracy edited her own video this time. And Tracy is very techophobic. And so she now knows how to edit videos, which I think is amazing. Right? Now she can make videos, edit videos herself. And, it's a learning curve. But often it's just a case of we don't know what we don't know. And it can be really intimidating. So try them out.
Exactly. You just take a look at, just a second, trying to multitask, and it's okay. Okay. Send.
I need to play more. Yes. And that's really it, Debbie. And, you guys who are designers who are doing stuff, it's that play more, right? Play more and try stuff. And I am a tech as well. So I am a tech background. I have an engineering degree. I spent my life in high tech. And so the reason I do the back of the summit ends and I do it so well is because it's fun to play. right?
Well, exactly. And nobody can know everything anyway, even if we
And
think we do. I have people come into some of my summits and workshops and they're going, oh, well, this is too easy. This is too easy. But then I said, well, listen to it, because there's always a little tip or trick that we throw in with everything that we do. Like, have you tried this? I mean, at Walmart, sorry about that this morning, but at Walmart, I found these small embroidery hoops. Now I'm going to play around with this today, and the rest of you can do the same thing. I'm going to make a Christmas ornament out of it and put material on the back and the front side and then hook it in and then hang it. And then if I don't want that design anymore, I can just take the material off and I've got the hoop back and then I can do it again. So using, because, you know, you can create a ton of stuff and some of it you don't want, you end up throwing it out. You don't want to throw it out, all of it, but if you can keep the bones of it, that works really well. And those hoops in Walmart in North Van were $2.97. So, and it becomes personalized. So play.
great
It
idea.
really is about it.
And it's, I mean, one of the things we've loved about this summit, including like the VIPs and the crop, was just sharing ideas. Right.
Yes.
That's why we like to do this as an open conversation, because it's about sharing ideas and doing that and seeing. And Debbie J, you got 1 extra hour today. Debbie said, can I have more time? You got 1 hour today, Debbie. There you go. We're going to take it away in the spring, but you got 1 extra hour right now.
Oh, good. What can I play with today?
What can I play with today for that 1 extra hour that throws us all off anyway?
But this thing was so fun to make.
Yeah,
now,
walk us through the project.
Talk about it.
Now, this is perfect for a scrapbook, because then you can put it in your scrapbook and then you can put an image in here as well. So it's kind of fun. And, you know, these are simple shapes and they're not hard to make, just, you know, using simple tools. So, I mean, big thing, simple tools you can go a long way with it. You need to find a way to make the very complicated looking or the complex looking, bring it back to just what are the simple bones, and then build your skills from there, so that, you know, you've got the bones all set, then you can add to those skills.
Debbie, I think we all need it added every day. So there you go. We all need that extra hour every day, but you did get one. Bette was very generous, so we're going to get her file for her card, but she also gave...
I have received the email, everybody, okay? I have. Thank you. It's going to get done.
But she also gave a digital paper usage reference guide. If you want to give a little bit on that.
Yeah, what I find is I was developing a lot of digital papers because I like to play in Illustrator, see what I can do with it. My digital papers are what they call seamless, which means you can put a little piece here and then put one beside it and they'll match, so you don't have to worry about it, and then you can make bigger shapes or whatever it is. So if you print it out, you can cut it and fit it, and it'll work really well. So the problem was, I did all these digital papers. I have them available on betsmakes.com shop, and they're like $2, and you can grab all of those. But then people were finding that, okay, it's a digital paper. What the heck do I do with that thing? Mm-hmm. So I put together this little guide about all the different things you can do with digital paper to make it a lot easier. It just gives you some ideas of what you can do. It's not everything, but it's, you know, gives you a good head start on what you need to do.
Excellent. And Bette was very generous to also offer as a VIP. So if you are a VIP, this is the last day to get the VIPs at a discounted price. It goes up once the summit's over. Was very generous to offer a free month in her Crafters Club. Can you tell us about your Crafters Club?
Our Crafters Club, we have a lot of resources in there. We have our resource library, but you can also get that in another location and with no payment. So it's just part of it. We have a lot of past trainings that are in there that are just different projects and different things. We have our 5-step process for learning about design space. I think we've finished step 3 now. There's 2 more for us to do, but it also gives you access to our 7 events during the year. Now we sell those for $50 each. So that's $350 value you get as long as you renew that membership, which is $99 a quarter, but you get all of those events. But also we're adding more. We're going to do a free training a month for everybody that's part of that VIP process. Now, the interesting thing is, if you grab that quarter, we have our Cricut Christmas coming up. I know a lot of you aren't Cricut users, but there's SVGs for it. We have our Cricut Christmas coming up December 1, 2, and that will be part of what you get, because any member in that will also get our events. And I think the 3 months also covers our Cricut Valentine's Day, which is mid-January. So you'll get 2 events in there, the value of $100 right there, and plus all our extra trainings. And, my goal is just to help everybody get where they need to be. And so that's the goal of our Creative Crafters Club. And then, of course, our podcast is called the Creative Crafters Podcast as well. So that's a big mouthful, all those C's.
That's an example for VIPs. You buy, like, you use one of the gifts in the VIP bundle, and you basically pay your price of your VIP. There is, and just to remind you, if you are a VIP or if you're considering being a VIP, some of the coupons expire at the end of the summit. Catherine Poehler gives a very generous 20% off of her dies, and that inks. Thank you.
Which is rare.
It's 25% off everything on her site. 20% off everything. I'll get it right on her site. But it does expire at the end of today. So if you are a VIP, make sure you look at the ones that expire. There's another one, and I can't remember whose it is. Some of the other ones go longer, but just recognize there is an expiration date on them. And if you're interested, things like Bette's Club, buy the VIP package, and then you get so much more for that. There's a lot of really good content in there for you. So just to look at that. Who else presents in your club? So you keep saying ours, Bette. Who else is in your club?
Well, it's my daughter and I that run it. And some of you will know her as Tika inside our Facebook group. Her name is Karina. And she and I have been doing this for 3-4 years together. She's the artist. And the last event we had our granddaughter, who's mild intellect disorder, draw some characters for us. And we use those inside. So, it's just...
Oh, nice.
It's a family affair.
Yes. Nice.
Here's one comment, and there's been answers to this, but I'd like you to kind of address it too. I'm in awe at how those detail cutouts didn't stick to the mat too much. Mine would have torn. Do you have any tricks for that?
Yeah, I do. Actually, you want to make sure you have a nice clean mat to start. So you can always use Dawn soap on it, wash it in the sink, get all the debris off, let it dry. That's one. Second thing is, of course, a sharp blade. And sharpness, we can't really say that if you stab it into aluminum, it's going to be sharp, but it needs to be clean. So if you wrap up a ball of aluminum foil really tightly, depress the lever a little bit. I don't have one here, but you just stab it in. And I did have just a sec. Everything's within reach around here. So you just use a little ball of aluminum like this, and then just stab the blade in to clear the debris from it. That'll give you a clean mat, clean debris. And the third one comes down to paper quality, of course. You need to have a solid core one. And I find some of the papers will just rip anyway, and it won't make any difference. And another little trick is use intricate cuts on your settings if you're using a Cricut. Intricate cuts. Now, when it cuts and you bring it back out, just test just before you release the mat. Just test to see if it's cut all the way through. If it's not, push the go button again and have it recut. Then it'll go over it a second time. If you release the mat, you're in trouble. But you just hit that go button the second time and it'll cut a second time. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of you, just some of your little details. I'm like, wow, I'm going to mention that. I'm going to act like I know what I'm talking about. And when my clients ask me, I'll go, yeah, aluminum foil in your blade. Come on, get with it.
You need to listen to my Your Questions Answer podcast on YouTube. They're little 2 to 5 minute clips of different little tips every night.
I love this one. We don't know who said it, but put it in the pocket on the top of your machine so you don't stab yourself. Don't ask how I know this.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which Cricut do you have? Do you use mostly, or?
I have a Maker 3, which I use for all the fancy tools. I have the Explorer 3. I have a Joy Extra, which I use for a lot of 8.5 by 11 cutting. That's perfect for that. I can make it work while I'm doing other things. Also have a Joy, the gamut, and I have the presses, and I have the mug press and the hat press. If they come up, I don't have a Venture as bigger than my craft space. Now, people worry. Now, one of the questions I always get is, I just don't have enough room. Well, I'm 6 feet tall, so if I stand up, there's ceiling. If I stretch my arms out side to side, that'll be about 6.5 feet wide. That's the end of my craft room. If I turn sideways, I get the same thing. You can see the end of it here. My screen's here, and I can pretty well touch the wall over here. It's a small space, so you can do anything you want. Now, do I have room to jump up and down? No. I've got my big table here I use for doing demos and everything. My machine's under the desk. I only pull it out when I need to cut because I don't have room to keep it there. And it's a small space.
You also mentioned, sorry, I'm going to ask quickly because I know we have to go to the next conversation as well. Sorry, the next Q&As. But you were talking about the cardstock. Which is the better cardstock, or do you have a brand that you like that's better?
I find I've got a couple that I really like. One is called Basil, Bazzz, or ZZILL. Sorry, I get the Canadian coming out of me, right?
You're talking to one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm over half and half. I'm a half and half family, half in the States, half here. So Basil is a favorite one. Prism just came out with a new one, and I haven't experimented with it, but I've got several packages of it I just ordered to see how they would go. So Prism will probably put out a good one. Recollections quite often is just okay. I hate to say that, but it does rip quite a bit when I'm doing more intricate cuts. So I prefer the Basil, and I'll try the Prism ones out. And AC cardstock, I've used a lot of it. It's good for most things. And, you can buy them in packages and boxes and whatever. If you go to Joann's, Hobby Lobby, get them on sale. It can be too expensive otherwise. And I have a friend, Michelle Price. Some of you may have met her in our last event. She works for a company called 12 by 12. And 12 by 12 cardstock shop. They may be sponsoring your event. I'm not sure. But
I'm hearing more and more about them, and I haven't even dealt with them. So there you go. I'm writing them down. Writing them down again.
Michelle Price is their marketing person, and Michelle is just amazing. She does stuff at almost all our summits. So they have papers I'm just dying to try. They're leather-like papers, and they develop their own papers. So that'd be worth exploring. And then you can go into any art shop and you can get some really heavy duty, really fine papers. The more linen in it, a little more difficult it is to cut, but the longer it lasts. So if you stick to AC cardstock, Basil, that type of stuff, you'll be happier. I use Recollections for a lot of my bag of this didn't work stuff, but in my tests, and it holds up quite well most of the time, but not 100%. That's why I'm not suggesting that is the best.
Everybody, I believe if you go to Bette's page, you now have the SVG file. I'm just clearing the cache so that you should be able to see it, but you should be able to get it. I'm going to check. I'm going to verify because it's re-clearing, but you should be able to get it now. Technology, we can be fast when we need to be.
Yeah, exactly. The multitask, you can talk and do.
Exactly. You did your part, Bet. I did my part. Heather's like, boom, there's yours, boom. There you go. Like, come on.
So I'm just going to make sure it's not on this. It's not on the Meet the Speaker page yet. I will put it on there, but it is on Bette's, and it does work for downloading it. So you can now download it.
Ruth, thank you. She just said just downloaded the file.
Excellent. There you go. Yay, we're fast. We just have
I try to do them both PNG and SVG, so you have choices. So
they can download that now. So there you go. So it is up and running. Yay. Well, Bette, thank you so much for running back from Walmart to join
I feel so bad. I very rarely
happens.
miss anything, and I guess I just got messed up with the time
We
change.
will
Oh, I'll
chat
go
more
here. I'll be
again.
back in
It's
time.
just-
Wrong.
It's okay. We do have another one with Erin, I believe, next.
Erin
Reed
Reed.
next. So
Oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna
Erin is
love
next.
Erin. She's
Yes.
so fabulous.
yes, she is.
Yes. Oh yeah. We've
So-
dealt with her and she's lovely. So yeah.
So we have another one. Bette, thank you so much for coming and for sharing your stuff. And we will go in the Facebook group. There's a lot of people demanding it. So we will post in the Facebook group as well and saying the file is now on your page. And I will put it on the Meet the Speaker page soon. I just have to get on another call before I do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.